Okay. Let's see how I want to do this. Let's see. Inside pitch. Inside pitch. What's our running charts? Regular classic inside pitch. New board that he just did for classic. Chart. The updated charts. Rare plays. Rare plays, base is empty. And regular inside pitch. He actually did a thing on that, didn't he? What was the updated board? I think it was. What was the updated board? For regular inside pitch. Let's see. The updated board. What was it? I think. What was it? -3, 0, -2. I don't think it was a mistake on the board. No, that's okay. So, inside pitch. Regular inside pitch. Regular inside pitch version 4. New rule book and everything. There are plays in there, which is nice. And we can put this to the side. So we're not going to do inside pitch version 4 tonight. What we are going to do is inside pitch advanced. So we'll do a little bit of this. These charts he has. These charts, he updated these, so we'll use these charts here. We'll go ahead and use these. If anybody's here, you can say hello. I'm just gonna, it's like watching paint dry without the paint. Well, just want you to stay with me for a little bit. Just doing some work. We're gonna play a little baseball. See here, we got this. I'm going to use these charts to play a little inside pitch advanced. I think I have the rules good, so I'll put these to here so I can get to them. Let's get that off. Let's get the board. So, that's fine, guys. I'm going to play a little baseball. That. Let's see. Oops. There goes that. Oh, geez. I gotta change that. That's no good anymore. I changed that. Let's see. Let's see. So we got that set. And let's get this here. Set that up. Get my things here. How is everybody? Let's see, got my marker here. Hey there, Steeler fan, Phoenix and Barber. Let's see. All right, so let's see. So question is, what should we play? Well, let's play the Kansas City Royals and the Philadelphia Phillies. Why not? Let's move this over a little bit. And let's see. Play Kansas City and Philadelphia. And what year should we use? What do we got? We got 1978, 1984, and 2024. We have one more season then. I think we'll use these guys. I think we'll use these guys. How about 1980. There you go. How about 1980? How about that? Guys jealous? How about 1980? Huh? Of course, you won't know this is going to be the next season, right? These are a PDF that these are a PDF of the World Series teams for 1980 Kansas City Royals and Philadelphia Phillies. I asked Chris how well he was coming along with the 1980 season because you guys are going to be playing 1980 starting next year. He sent me the 1980 PDF for the Phillies. I asked, could he send me the PDF for the Royals? So I printed this out on my own paper, cardstock, and I figured, well, since I have the World Series teams, I'll just play a test game. This is not a demo game. I'm not teaching the game. You guys are just going to watch me play, and that's really it. This is not a demo game. The demo game is not slated until December 29th. That will be the demo game. But I figured, I haven't done a stream since I signed off on the State of the Network address, so I figured I'll do a stream, and why not? Just a test game, something like that. On here. Of course, we're gonna play Inside Pitch Advanced using red, white, and powder blue dice, D8s, of course. And I just got to set up the lineups. I'm actually going to utilize the demo game lineups that I was planning to use. So I know you're just anxious to get your paws on it. Yes, I know. 1980. And nope, you guys cannot have it. 1978, 1984, and 2024 should be out shortly. He is almost ready to release Inside Pitch Advanced. So 78, 84, and 2024 will be the first 3 seasons out. But you also know that 1980 will be the next one, unless he does another season before that. But 1980 will be the season I'll be doing for the next replay starting in January. So, all right, let's get these things here set. We'll play at Veterans Stadium. Why not? Who's that? And let's see. So let's see what we got here. So you guys could talk to me. I'll answer you. So let's see. Oh no, we're gonna use the pit. We're not gonna use the DH. This is the Veterans Stadium. We're gonna use the pitcher hitting cards. This is the one thing I really think that nobody will have a problem with is the pitcher hitting cards. I know a lot of people like to have pitchers with their own cards, but I think this was a good idea. First of all, it will save him batting cards. He doesn't have to worry about now making batting cards for pitchers. Unless he wants to make certain batting cards for certain pitchers, such as Don Drysdale. In one of the years, he had a great year. It'll be up to him to decide, but I don't think anybody have a problem with pitcher hitting cards. I mean, Stratomatic uses them, so if you're a Strat player, you should not be belly aching about pitcher hitting cards now for Inside Pitch. So I think it's actually a good thing. So let's see here. Let's get Kansas City's lineup first. Willie Wilson. And Wilson will put in left field to 7'10", 60. UL Washington, put him at short. He's a 5'10". Yeah, let's see here. Good to see Ernest and Phoenix. Hal McRae. He is the DH. No, he's normally a DH. He will not play this game. George Brett. Should we have George Brett in the lineup? Yeah, obviously. 6'13". I'm going to use the demo game lineup that I have set up for demo game. Frank White, second base. He's going to bat 8th. He is a 4'4". Willie Mays Aikens. We'll put him 5th, and he's a 310. And Doug Hunt, good to see you there. John Wathan. Yeah, let's make him the catcher. 3-7-12 +1. That's one arm. He'll bat 7. I think he'll bat. He'll bat. Watson. He'll bat after Aikens. He'll bat 6. And we'll have Daryl Porter. He's not going to bat. We won't use Porter. Hurdle. Yeah, we'll let him bat. Right field, 419-2C. See, now I have to add an extra column for the outfielders because of the assist rating now. Now I have an arm rating and assist rating. And what else we got here? We're missing somebody. Yes, of course. Amos Otis. 4-7. Go back 4th. 4-7-4 B. And question is who's going to. Okay, so here's the remaining batters on the defensive lines, which I don't need. I'll use those as a. I'll use that as a placeholder. So let's. We'll let Larry. I'm going to let Larry Gura. I'm going to let Larry Gura start. We'll let him start. Lefty. We got we'll have 2 lefties in the mound. So Larry Gura will start this game. And he can go 34, 32 years old. I'll have Gura start. And he uses batting card number 5. So Gora can go here. And he uses pitcher hit card number 5. We'll put that here. So let's see. All right. So now let me set the batter. The one thing I like about one thing I do like about Inside Pitch Advanced, he did go ahead, and now you have how many times they batted against certain pitchers. So this can actually, you can maybe do a replay. You could actually now already see the amount of times he pinched hit. So what I usually do here, get that off real fast. So we got switch, left, right, left, right, left. So against righties, McRae usually pinch hit righty against that. So McRae against lefties, he would have him on top of there. Let's see, 1980. Let's see. Mullinex against righties, 58. 76. Quirk, 154. Daryl Porter batted a lot against right-handers. And Pete Lecoq, 142. So the one thing it actually makes it easier to actually go by, and then of course switch hitters I always put on top. So depends. So that'll be the bench for the Royals. And the pitchers, let's see. The starter, relief. You're actually seeing how I set up a game you're actually watching me in a way, not 100%, but how I set a game up for the next stream, in a way. So relief, starter, relief, and relief. I usually save 3 starting pitchers that are not available. So name Martin, Splittorff, and let's see here. Good to see you here, Yankees 78. Oh, by the way, Yankees, I did see your post in the forums. Thank you very much. That was very nice of you to say. Leonard, let's start. And we'll throw Busby and Gale in the bullpen. So we'll turn these guys over so I know that they're starters. Here. And now we set up the relievers. So right, right, left, left, right, left, right. Middle. I kind of like these. How many times they came in to try to get a save? Let's see. 8-13. So Christensen there. Quisenberry, of course. You see, advanced something is wrong. Let's see. So, relief 4, 5, 5 again. He has a lower. He has a little lower ERA with a Busby up top. And then we'll have Eastwick, Patton, and Quisenberry. So these will be the relievers. Inside. What do you say? Inside blitz? No Yankees. No Yankees. 1907. This is inside. No, this is 1980 inside pitch, advanced. This is inside pitch advanced. So, oh, you're answering Ben. I'm sorry. Yep. Nope. Inside pitch advanced. The 1980 season, which is not available, at least not yet. I don't have the whole season. This is just the 2 World Series teams. Right now, it's time to do the Phillies. So let's see what we got here. Lonnie Smith, no. Gross, no. Phillies, no. Vukovic, no. Moreland, John Vukovic, Bill Unser, Guayo. This bum, Pete Rose. Should I have him in the lineup? Yeah, I guess I should. He's a 1-3. Dang, Pete Rose stunk at first base in 1980, didn't he? Dang. Pete Rose stunk at first base, huh? Larry Boa, yeah, we'll have him at short. He'll bat 7th. He's a 2-6. Gary Maddox. He'll bat 6th. Very good. Great range in center field. Pretty much, Gary Maddox with a range of 7 in center field. That means that he will always make a range play at home, because range plays rolls of 8 are successful for the home team. So if you're the home team and you have a range of 7, you are making the play no matter what. And Maddox is going to back 6th. He's a 7-12 4D. Bob Boone, yeah, he'll bat catcher, 5-5 16-0. He'll bat 7th. Let's see. Big McBride, yeah, he'll play right. 7-5 2D. He's also got great range too. And he'll bat 2nd. And this guy, what a bum! This guy here is an absolute bum. I don't know. Should I put him in the lineup? He says one day he wants to be the greatest third baseman in baseball history. I'll humor him. 7-15. Michael Jack Schmidt. Well, la-ti-da. Manny Trio. He'll play 2nd. Why not? 7-4. He'll bat 5th. And Greg Wheels Luzinski. Yeah. Wheels Luzinski with a range of 1 in left field. And I'm still pissed he made that catch against the Mets in the 1976 replay. Yeah, we'll put him in there. Wheels Luzinski. Running rate with a running rating of 1, by the way. With a running rating of 1. Remember, the run ratings are up here. This is the base running rating of the batters, of the runners up there. Wheels Luzinski. 4F. Stinks. He stinks, but yet he can but yet he can hit home runs. All right, so let's see here. Flat tires Luzinski. Let's see. All right, so right, left, right, left, right, left. I like how he chose the correct colors for the Phillies in 1980. He's utilizing the visiting uniforms, and the Phillies, of course, were not red and powder blue; they were burgundy and powder blue. So let's see here. So Lonnie Smith, 102 against lefties, 28, 55, 23, and 12. So put these there and that. And lefties, no switch hitters, 151, 60, and 112. Put those there. I may do some inside volley. Remember, I have inside volley. I got inside volley tennis to play with Coco Golf. I might do her in a someone else for inside volley. I do have that game. I got the 2023 season for women. All right, now we got to choose a pitcher. Let's see. Dan Larson, Dickie Knowles. All right, Christensen. Let's see here. Well, I guess I should use him, right? I guess I should use this bum. Wants to be one of the greatest lefties in baseball history. I guess so. We'll start him. Carlton. Why not? Okay. So let's see here. So let's see. So he's a starter, relief, starter, relief. Let's see, Saucier, relief, starter, Blue Star, starter, McGraw, relief. Lurch is a starter, Ruiz a reliever. Okay, so now out of the starters here, who has the, let's see, Walk cannot relieve. Christensen cannot relieve. And Espinoza cannot relieve. So we're going to throw all the Blue Stars a reliever. So we're going to throw these guys into the relief. So these guys are going to be upside down. They will not be in this matchup. And let's see. So now, left, right, left, right. So let's see. So McGraw will be up top, followed by Saucier and Lynch. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have any Black Friday sales. I do not know. He usually does run something. So for those of you that are subscribed to any of his emails and stuff, I'm pretty sure he may run something. 5. Let's see. Markstrom will be in the bottom, followed by Larson. Brewstar. Followed by, actually, no, LeGros. Brewstar, Ruthven, and Knowles, and then Reed. There's your relief pitchers. Okay. And Carlton uses batting card number 5 as well. So we'll use This is off a PDF. It's not a He didn't send me. He didn't send me these. These are off a PDF, so I printed them off my own printer. Kind of like how I do my Kind of like how I do my French players. Put your hitting card, put there, and that. And after all of that, we are finally ready to play. Thing is the only problem with the board is now not big enough. So now I actually need more space. So I may have to put this a little further over, but we'll see what we do. Okay. I got the rule book handy for me right next to me as I'm still learning this friggin' game. Got all the charts over here too, so we'll see how this works. All right. Let's try to play some baseball. A little inside pitch advanced, utilizing a season that is not out yet and will not be out until he's finished with it. But he had asked him to create the 1980 Kansas City Royals and Philadelphia Phillies. I already have of course, the correct logos for that season. So I felt we'd try it out and see if I can play this game. So I got the scorecard over here, D8s, and of course a D12. Let's see how this works. All right. Top of the first, Willie Wilson will lead off. I got to actually probably put the stadium card underneath here, I think. Willie Wilson will lead off. Let's see how this goes. And the first thing I do, of course, is drop it down. All right, let's see how this works. The cards here. See how this works. Carlton is an 8-7, and an 8-7 is a strikeout. That is a 16, and against the lefty, he is 10, so it's too high. Wilson 6-4 is an infield single to first. So Wilson leads off with an infield single to first. Infield single. That's what the I stands for. The I stands for infield single. So that means the batters only move one base. Runners only move one base. Let's do UL Washington here. Now, of course, the strategy rolls now are on here. So I mean, I can always use the die from the original, but I still have no problem rolling it. 15 and nothing happening here. 16 to 18, not a hit and run. 19 to 20. So nothing there. Okay. All right, so nothing happening there. Bunt is a 4, so not happening there either. All right, so lefty 3-4. That's an error on a throw. Washington 7-5. 7-5 is a star 7, and that is a fly out to left. And that's not going to be a throwing error on that. So that'll be the first out. So Washington flies out to left. Star 7. 5. Fly out to left. So one out. Here's George Brett, another bum. Trade him for a pack of chewing gum. 6, nothing happening on the strat. So Carlton 2-5, wild pitch. That's a 3, and it is going to be a wild pitch. 2-5 is wild, and then I checked the D20 3. It is a wild pitch. So Wilson move over to second. I am not really a fan of the rule that you go straight to the batting card after that. So I'm not really a fan of that rule. I told him that I had issues that if a wild pitch is thrown, then you go straight to the batting card. I'm not a fan of that. I like to re-roll the strat again. So I'm not gonna do that. Re-roll the strat again. Nothing happening. So Wilson's now on at second. 4-1, and Brett's a lefty. Strikeout. That's a 10, and against lefties a 5 is too high. Oh yeah, I forgot. Veteran City -1 to strikeouts, +2 to walks. Nothing for home runs, and there's not going to be a chance to rob a home run here. You know, there's not going to be a chance to be a home run here. The height of the walls in Veterans Stadium were 12 feet high, so nobody's jumping there. So there's not going to be any chance of a home run. So any home run is a home run. So no strikeout. Brett will swing 1-5, and that is once again a star 7. That's going to be a fly to left. That'll be out number 2. His name is Otis. He's in center field. So let's see. Reroll strat. Nothing on the 8. Carlton 6-2. Strikeout 6. Against the lefty 15. -1 is 14. And Otis goes down swinging. Strikeout number 1. No runs in the hit for the Royals. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Larry Gura will pitch for KC. And we'll have Mr. Pete Rose, who probably will be going into the Hall of Fame very soon. So let's see what we have here. The vet. Veterans Stadium. Nothing like playing on turf-covered concrete. Gura 2-3. As an error on a booted ball. Rose 5-7 is a single to left field. That's a 14. Left fielder is Wilson. His error rating is a 10. There's not going to be an error. So that's going to be a base hit for Rose. I'll double check my rules here, but I'm pretty sure. Error on a booted ball. Single to left. So, yeah, roll of 88, lead runner thrown out, check red D8 versus base runner hitter and all that. So, yeah, not an error. Okay. Kind of like the error. He uses the error on a booted ball in the outfield, to replace error on a grounder into the outfield, I believe. There's no more errors on grounders, EGs to the outfield. Okay, and inside pitch advanced, now error on a booted ball. Here's Bake McBride. And let's see, strategy roll is a 2. He gets the bunt chance here. McBride gets the bunt chance. Bunt rating is a 3. I think that's how that works on the bunts, right? Let's see. We'll do that, or is that changed? Stealing, hit and run. Let's see. So I think you've got a bunt chance. I think so. Hit and run. No, sacrifice hit 0. No bunt. It goes with that. Even though his bunt rating is a 3. Okay, so Gora 4-7, and that is at the park. So Veterans Stadium 7-5, and against a lefty, that's a split. So against the lefty, McBride's a lefty. 7-5 is a fly out to left field. If he was a righty, that would be a possible bomb. So that's going to be a fly out to left. Out number 1. These cards are not official, by the way. These are not official. He's still making changes to these. This is just what I asked him to send me so I can do some offline streaming. I really want to do some offline, but I said, I haven't streamed in a while, so I'll go ahead and maybe stream this and see what you guys think. Do I have that thing here or no? Yeah, I do. Let's put that there. All right. Michael Jack Schmidt. So let's see. So strategy roll. And nothing happening on the 8. Gora 4-1. Error on a foul or a grounder at the park. And we roll a 7-7, and a 7-7 is against a righty is an H7, and that won't matter. You're not going to make an error on a foul ball or a grounder because Mike Schmidt just said, welcome to 1980. Kaboom! 7-7 on Veterans Stadium against a righty is an H7. That's a home run. And Schmidt against lefties is a 45. That won't matter. That is a bomb. Mike Schmidt just hit one out. Now, it wouldn't have mattered because even Larry Gura with a -2 or a +2 here for against home runs, but when you have anything above 20 and higher, this won't matter. So Mike Schmidt, all he does is just hit a 2-run bomb. And the Phillies just took a 2-0 lead. So all Larry Gura did was just he actually made a good pitch, just Veterans Stadium sent it out. There's Wheels Luzinski. Let's see, Gura, 1-5, range play 13. That is a 5, so that is going to be a range play. Luzinski 1-1 against the lefty is a single past third. That's hit to Brett. And Brett's range is a 6. He's going to turn that, and he'll turn that into a 5. Brett's going to get that and throw that over to first for the out. So we took a single away from Wheels. That'll be a grounder to third. There's 2 down. And then here's Manny Trio. He's at second base. Gura, 4-3. And that is a blank. Trio, 6-4. And with runners in scoring position, that becomes a base hit. There are no runners in scoring position. So this just becomes, so if there was runners in scoring position, the pitcher would have had a chance to turn this into an out. So this is an S9, and if there were runners in scoring position, I would go to here, and Gura, a 1-15 with runners in scoring position, was very good at getting outs. So then I would have checked an 8. So if there were runners, even though this is an S9, okay, that 8 would have turned that into an out. But since there are no runners in scoring position, we just use the normal hit anyway. It is a single to right. So Trio gets a hit. That's how the runners in scoring position mechanic works. 2/3 of the world is covered by water. The other third is covered by Gary Maddox, and he's in center. Double play death, by the way, doesn't matter in this game. He specifically designed these cards to not to subtract range from double play depth. I will not use it. Strategy roll for Trio. He is a 2. He is not going anywhere. So Gura, 3-1. That's a blank. Maddox, 5-8. That's a grounder to first, and that'll do it. So 2 runs on 3 hits. A 2-run bomb by Michael Jack Schmidt. 2-0 after 1. Let's go to the second. This is just a test game, trying to get some of the rules down. Lefty back on the mound. Willie Mays Aikens will lead off. Lefty, 6-3, strikeout 10, and let's see. Against the lefties, an 11, -1 makes him a 10. It is a 10. He got him. That would be a called strike. I would call that a called strike 3, since the number is actually on the strikeout number, so 1 out. Willie Aikens stood there by the house, by the side of the road, and watched it go by. Here's Watson. And Watson is the catcher. Lefty, 8-3. Against a righty, that will be a blank. Wathan, 3-1. And that's going to be a line out to short. This is a little triangle here on this card, a little triangle, which means if the infield was in, if that position was in, that would be a base hit. But instead, that is a line out to short, 2 away. So it would have been a base hit. There's Hurdle, Clint Hurdle. Yep, Ernie Hardwell there, Ben. Let's see. Carlton, 8-3 against the lefty. Strikeout, that's an 18. The 14 is going to be too high. 1-3, and that'll be a G5. That is a ground out to third. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Royals. Let's see. Gora can pitch to 34 batters. Lefty can pitch to 33. I'm a little surprised at that, actually. Let's see. All right, so Gora will bat. Pitch. Here's Boa. Let's see here. 8-1. That is a double question mark. That is a 14. And against the lefty, a 1-2 would have been an error on a drop. A 2 or 3 would have been an automatic out. Nothing on a home run, so that becomes a blank. So we go to Boa. Actually, that was a switch hitter, so righty, but it still was too high anyway. Righty, actually should have looked at the batter graphic here. My bad. 5-8 for Boa. It's a ground out to short. Here's Boone. He's the catcher. Gora, 1-8. Error on a booted ball. Boone, 6-5. And that is a grounder to short. That is a grounder to short, but there are no errors on booted balls on infield ground. Or at least I don't think is there. Oh no, there is one. Okay. Sorry, there is. That's a grounder. That's a third. That's a 3. So grounder to short. Shortstop is UL Washington. His error rating is a 10. That is a 3. That is going to be an error. That'll be an error on a booted ball. And Boone is going to get there on an E6. First error on the Royals. First error on the Royals. And then we'll bring on the pitcher, and that'll be Carlton. He uses pitcher hitting card number 5. He can actually hit. He can hit the ball a little bit, Steve Carlton. Probably have him bunt. I'll roll the strategy dice anyway. So 5, nothing happening. So I'll go ahead and have him bunt. So let me bring up the bunt chart. For inside pitch advanced, which is somewhere here. There's the bunt chart. So let's see. Gora, 8-1. That is a double question mark, but that is ignored. That is ignored. So we go right to the bunt chart. We go right to bunt. And Carlton's bunt rating is a 2 on his card. So I roll. Where was it hit to? It was bunted to the third baseman. Corners, by the way, are in expecting the bunt. So his bunt rating will now be a 1. And that is a 9. And that's still going to be a good bunt. So 1-11, successful sacrifice bunt. So Boone will move over to D. Scott Howard, the GOAT Whisperer. Joins us here. That's still going to be a good bunt. 1 out. And Boone, actually 2 outs now. And Boone will move to second. Sacrifice 6 to third. And now the batter is Rose. So Boone on at second. Gora pitching. This is not the demo game. This is a test. run of Inside Pitch Advanced using the two World Series teams from 1980 that Chris created for me. He created these two teams pretty quick. I'm hoping maybe he can get seasons out one per month, which I really think he needs to do. But at least you all know that 1980 is going to be the next season after he releases 78, 84, and 2024. Strategy roll. Nothing happening there in a 19. Well, actually, Peyton Rose gets a hit and run, but not with 2 outs. Gora 4-2, walk. And against the lefty, Rose is a 14, plus 2 is a 16. That's a 7. He walked him. I gotta get used to reading the cards too. That is the first walk given up by Gora. Here's Baker McBride. He's 0 for 1. So let's see here. So strategy roll again. Nothing on the 12. So Gora 7-5. 7-5. McBride's a lefty. 7-5 is an automatic out. That's an 11, and that is going to be a fly to left, and that'll do it. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, and a walk. 2-0 Phillies after 2. The difference, a 2-run bomb by Michael Jack Schmidt. How fitting that Michael would go ahead and give me a home run in a test game. Because of course he does. Michael Jack Schmidt ain't just a player. He just crushes a lot. Top of the 3rd. Frank White leads off for Kansas City. And let's see what Lefty's got. Lefty, 8-7, strikeout, 9. And that is a 9, but -1 makes him an 8. That's going to miss. 3-7, and that's going to be a ground out to second. This is if that little symbol right there, I'm trying to think. I think that had to do with a hit and run, I believe. Yeah, that little symbol. During a hit and run, that position is vacated for possible single past that position. So, but it was not a hit and run, so he is out. Gora will also use pitcher hitting card number 5. We will utilize it. So lefty, a 5-8. Error on a foul or grounder at the park. So we go to that. And a 1-6 is, let's see, Gora is he says he's a lefty, but the thing I know somebody goes a lefty, and that, believe it or not, a 1-6 on the veteran statement card, if I go by that, that's going to be a triple for Larry Gora. He's going to get a triple. The only thing about some of these pitchers that sometimes the pitchers there were many pitchers that threw one way but batted another. That's the one thing about it. There are some pitchers that threw one way and batted another. Well, I think Larry Gora he batted left, didn't he? Did he bat left? Did he also bat left? Let me see here. Let's see. I think he batted left. Did he bat left? So one thing I wish he would do there. Bats both. Larry Gora actually was a switch hitter. Larry Gora was a switch hitter. So he was a switch hitter. So he pitched left, but he was a switch hitter. Now, because it says lefty here, because it says left, I would have probably ran this off the Veterans Stadium card as a triple. But against Carlton, he would be a righty. And if that's the case, that would be a fly out the left. He was a switch hitter. Now, he was a switch hitter here. I don't think the card states if he was. Oh, it does. I'm sorry. It does. Yes, my bad. He did put that in there. Bats S, switch. It does say there. My bad. Thank you, Chris. He did have that. Didn't have that the last time. That's S, switch. Okay. So yes, so that actually would not be a triple. That is a fly out the left because he would have been batting. He would have been batting from the. He would be batting. That's a fly out the left. That is a fly out. It does say bat switch. Okay, good job. Because on the old inside pitch cards, it doesn't show that. It never said what they batted. All right, so here is Willie Wilson. He got a single this last time. Carlton 7-3. Wild pitch. It's a blank. Wilson 6-3, and that'll be a ground out to short. As you can see, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the system here a little bit. But if I want enough practice, I should be ready to go by January 5th to start the 1980 season. Leading off for the Phillies, Michael Jack Schmidt. Some bum. He did hit a 2-run bomb his first time up. Gura, 4-6. Schmidt, a righty, walk. And that is a 20. And 13, no, he will not walk against the lefty. So that is going to be a blank. Schmidt, 2-1. He'll pop out to short. This is the 1980 season, which pretty much was really the start of the defensive era. So scores in 1980 were kind of down for the 1980 to 93 season. So 1980, pretty much the start of the defensive year. Here's Wheels Luzinski. Gora 3-4. And 3-4 KHR, but he's not tired, of course. Strikeout 10, and against the lefty, he'll get him. And that's the first strikeout for Gora. He had only 113 of them that year. And now Manny Trio. And Trio got a single his first time up. Gora 6-5. Error on a throw. Trio 2-7. And that's going to be a line out to short in the inning. So 1-2 inning go the fighting Phils. 2-0 after 3. And we'll go to the fourth. Did you guys get a little bit of a cold blast lately? Temperature here in Florida right now is about the the high 50s, low 60s. We did get in the 40s today, which was very refreshing. Very refreshing. Is everybody else kind of freezing their buns off? You got all that, you have all that white stuff, all over the place right now or something like that. I forget what that white stuff is called. UL Washington will lead off top of the fourth. He's 0 for 1. We don't get that white stuff down here. No, not dandruff there, although I do have that. Carlton 1-2. Pitcher result, switch right. The 8's going to be a blank, too high. Washington 2-1. That's a star 8. It'll be a fly out to center field. There's Brett. Brett had a great year in 1980. He batted .390 that year. Brett flirted with 400. Lefty 7-1 against the lefty. Strikeout 12. That's going to be too high. Brett 2-6. That's going to be a double. Brett will get a double to center field. His first hit of the game. Here's Otis. Otis 0 for 1. 40 degrees in Rhode Island. Oh, boy. Okay. So Brett on at second. Strategy roll. Nothing on 14. Let's see. Don't know yet, B. Bedison. Don't know yet. Ron McGrath? No. Don't know. He still should be very soon. Should be very soon. So be on the lookout. Should be very soon. Carlton, 2-4. Walk. 18 is going to be too high. Otis, 3-5. That's a grounder to short. That's going to go to first. And Brett, I still think I still roll. Runner at second, balls at the short. If D8 roll is higher than base running rating of runner, roll of 8. Roll of 8, defense makes play on runner. Okay, so George Brett, his base running rating is a 6, and he will make it to third on a grounder to short. Otis is out, 2 down. And now here's Willie Mays Aikens. Let's see. Runner holds on balls at the shortstop pitcher if D8 rolls higher. Roll of 8, defense makes play on runner. Reroll D8 if higher than base running rating. Makes play on runner, roll D8 if higher than base runner out at third, otherwise safe, and hitter safe at first. Oh, okay. So it's a possibility on a runner on second that if a roll of 8 occurs, they make a play on the runner at third base instead of going to first. So it's not an automatic out at first. It's not an automatic out at first, according to this. So in the original inside pitch it is, but in here, runner holds on balls at the shorter pitcher if D8 roll is higher. Roll of 8, defense makes a play on runner. Reroll D8 if higher than base running rate of runner out at third, otherwise safe, and hitter safe at first. So if a roll of 8, so you actually need to roll the D8 first before you automatically say the runner first is out. Okay. There's Aikens. Strategy roll, and Brett. Aikens gets the bunt, but he'll stay put. Got your heat on now? Jeez. Okay, for the first time. Well, yeah, I mean, you're up there in Rhode Island. I understand that. Lefty, 2-3. Against the lefty strikeout, that is an 8. 11 minus 1 is 10. That is a swing and a miss. And a steal right out. That is the third strikeout. For a lefty, no runs and a hit. Brett stays at third. Got a good crowd here for tonight. Thank you for joining me. I just wanted to play a little. I just wanted to play a little bit, get my feet wet again here for Inside Pitch Advanced. All right, so Gary Maddox will lead off the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 Phillies. Gora, I'm glad to have you guys here. I know you guys. I haven't streamed since the State of the Network address since last Sunday. Really resting the voice. Gora 3-1. That is a blank. Maddox 7-2, and against the lefty, that is going to be a double to right. So Maddox leads off with a double into right field. Batter will be Boa. And see if there's a strat. And 17. Boa gets a hit and run, but not with a runner on second. So Gura, 6-4. Error on a booted ball. Boa, 2-7. And that's going to be a fly to right, so it won't be an error. Question is, does Maddox take third? So fly to right will go to that chart right there. So it's gone to right field. And it's a 5-8. And a 5-8 says hold. So he will stay at second base. And there are, what's one that is, wow. See, now these charts for Inside Pitch Advanced, and I had him create these charts as an alternate for regular Inside Pitch, but these charts are really more designed for Inside Pitch Advanced, specifically designed really for this game, even though we did create charts for regular Inside Pitch the same way, but that's alternate. These charts are designed to work with this game. So next batter is Boone. 1980. The reason why 1980 came up was because all you guys wanted it. 55%. wanted the 1980 season to be the next season of Inside Pitch. I was surprised 1963 didn't get as many votes. I was really shocked. I thought maybe you guys wanted to see a Koufax year, but because 1980 got the most, more than half the votes, I decided not to roll the dice. Decided to go with the majority. Nothing happening on the strat. Gura 7-8. Strikeout 2. That'll get him. Gura gets his second strikeout. And now here's Carlton. Pitcher hit card number 5. And strategy 15. For the record, you voted for 63, but you're okay with 80. A lot of people wanted 80. So, I mean, I just felt to go with the majority. I'll tell you right now, if that ever happens, I can tell you if any season gets that kind of thing again in any future selection show I do, that season will automatically be chosen. I'm not going to roll dice. There has to be at least 2 or 3 seasons close enough for me to roll dice to decide which season will be next. I have no problem with 1980. 1980 is a great year. My Mets stunk, but it's a great year. Nothing on strat. Gora will pitch. 5-6. That is a blank. And Carlton 1-4. And that's a fly out to center, and that'll do it. No runs on a hit. 2-0. Favor the Phillies after 4. Is it just me, or does this game already? Is it just me, or does this game already feel like a game being played in the 80s? Low scoring, low hitting. Not like the 1999 season we played, where we had lots of runs, lots of hits. Should not see much like that in the 1980 season. Much different in 1980. Top of the 5th. And John Watson will bat. He's 0 for 1. Lefty 4-2. Strikeout 18 is going to be too high. Watson 4-4. And that's going to be an infield single. Infield single to third. Past the third. And Watson will get his first hit. There's Clint Hurdle. And infield double play depth. I really don't have to state that. So strategy and 15, nothing happening. So lefty 3-5, error on a booted ball. Hurdle 1-1. That is a ground ball to first. First baseman is Rose. His error rating is a 3. That's a 6. That's not going to be an error. Now for the double play thing. So there's not going to be an error. Should I still use that die, or should I probably? I'm going to say I could still use. He said I could still use that die. I don't have to re-roll it to see if a double play is chosen. So it's a 6. Carlton double play rating is a 0. And I gotta check the double. I think double plays. I gotta brush up on my double plays. How that worked again. So double play. We take the die roll. There's no adjustment from Carlton, and I don't think there was any other adjustment. At least I don't think so. Roll D20, modify this roll with double play mod and pitcher's GDP rate. Oh, that's right. Where it was hit to. Also, it depends where it was hit to. So 1-1, grounded to first. So first base is a -2. It's a -2. And Carlton is a 0. So that 6 becomes a 4. It is not a double play, because Hurdles is a 6+. He hit into a lot of double plays with a 6+. The higher this, the better, the lower. So, but because it was hit to first base, it's a -2 adjustment. So if modified roll is less than or equal to force runner's base running and only plays batter at first. Wathan's base running rating is a 4. So, and that 6 becomes a 4. So that's equal to, which means Wathan plays batter at first, which means Wathan will make it to second because the 6 becomes a 4 and Hurdle is out. So that's going to be that. I'll get this down pat, I hope, when I start playing the season. So that is a grounder to first. Because it was hit to first is the reason why it was a double play. If it was hit to second to short, it would have been 1. So it goes back. Now the batter is White. White is 0 for 1. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 10. Lefty, 5-2. Strikeout, and he'll get, he'll get him. Struck him out. Swing and a miss. Fourth K for Lefty had 286 strikeouts. Lefty was a workhorse. Lefty pitched 304 innings in 1980. Can anybody tell me today, will we ever see a pitcher pitch 300 innings in today's baseball? Don't think so. I'll let Gura hit. Strategy roll. Nothing there. Carlton, 3-8. And that is a pitcher result. And Gura is a switch hitter, so he'll bat from the right side. And pitcher result, 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 is too high. That's a blank. And 3-5. And that's a pop. That is a pop out to second. And that will do it. So no runs and a hit for the Royals. We go to the bottom of the 5th. I'm pretty sure I might be making some mistakes here as I'm learning some of the nuances of the game, but I think I've done pretty good. Good to see you there, Devils. Yes, I am having fun with the new with Inside Pitch Advanced. I was having so much fun with this when I demoed it. Before. Sure, in a career, exactly. When I demoed it during the 99 season, I almost wanted him to create 1999 real fast, but it wasn't ready yet, of course. So, all right, bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Phils. Top of the batting order, here's Charlie Hustle. He is 1 for 1, singled and walked. Gura, 8-1, pitcher result. And Rose is a switch from the right side. That is a 3. And against it, that's going to be an automatic out. And I'll just keep the 3. And that is going to be a fly to right. Against the righty. So 2-7 is an automatic out. I'll just keep the 3. And the 3 goes to here, 2-4. And that'll be a fly to right. Just keep it. 1 out. Doesn't really matter where it goes. With nobody out. There's McBride. He's 0 for 2. Gura, 4-5. And 4-5 against the lefty. Strikeout against the lefty 10. -1 is 9. That is a 10. He just avoided it. The ballpark saved McBride's bacon. Swings 8-5, and that's still a fly to left. The one thing I like having this kind of so much more room on the matrix for Chris. Well, no more. You won't see those special Ks anymore or anything like that. Although he does have something for pitchers, though, just in case. Here's Michael Jack Schmidt. 1 for 2 with a 2-run bomb. Gura, 5-7. And against a righty, that is going to be a blank. Schmidt, 7-6. And that's a deep fly ball to center field, but it'll stay in the park. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Larry Gura. 2-0 Phils after 5 in this matchup of the both World Series for the year 1980, the next season here of Inside Pitch on the network. Top of the 6th, Willie Wilson will lead off. It's 1 for 2 with a single. Carlton, 2-4, walk, 9. That's going to be too high. Against the lefty is a 4, +2 is a 6 in the ballpark. The 9 was high. Wilson, 6-7, and that is a star 7. That'll be a fly to left. UL, he's 0 for 2. Lefty, 4-1. And against the switch right, that's going to be a blank. Washington, 5-1. That's a G4 to ground out to second. And now here's Mr. Brett. 1 for 2 with a double. Carlton, 1-4. Error on a booted ball. Brett, 6-5. And 6-5 is a star 4 with runners in scoring position. Now, if there were runners in scoring position, I would then check Carlton's rating here. So, Charles Carlton's rating. His rating, a 1 to 13 would be an out, would be, is that an out or safe? I think it's out or safe. But there are no runners in scoring positions. You just take what's there on a 6-5. So, but if there were runners in scoring position, then I check this here to see if that gets changed. That either stays an out or becomes a single. So, but since there are no runners in scoring position, we just take the normal result, and that is a star. That is actually 6-5 is a star 4. That's going to be a fly to right, and that will do it. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. Steve Carlton pitching like, well, Steve Carlton. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Larry Gura pitching a good job too. Gura's ERA. Gura had a good season. 2.95 ERA, 18 wins, 10 losses. There is nothing wrong with those stats. I take those stats every year. Here's Wheels. Lozinski is 0 for 2. 4-2. And that is a walk. And against the lefty, that's a 5. Yeah, that'll walk Lozinski. So Wheels is on first. That is the second walk issued by Gura. He had 70 of them that year. There's Trio. Trio is 1 for 2. Infield double play, although I don't have to worry. I think maybe I'll still put double play to remind me to check for double play. I don't know. Strategy roll. Does Lozinski try to steal? No. That is a 2, though. And Trio is not punting. So he is going to swing. Gura, 7-6. And that's going to be an autumn. If Gura was tired, that would be a single. That would be a single, but he is not tired. So that's going to be an automatic out. That is a 9, and that's going to be a 9, and that's going to be a fly to left. It's a fly to left. Yeah, 18 and 10, a 2.94. It would be a Cy Young winner. So now here's Maddox with 1 out. And that is a 1. And I think Maddox get the bunt. Oh, his bunt rating is a 4. Attempt is a 4. So I forget on the bunt ratings. Let me check and see something here. So strategy roll, SH bunt, use hitter range. 19 to 20. No, that's right. We go by the top here. I don't use this anymore. So we go by the top. 17, 18, so no. So that's not a bunt. So he gets a swing. Gura, 5-8. That's a blank. Maddox, 8-7. And against the lefty, that's a grounder to short. That's a grounder to short. So hit the shortstop is +1. Gora +1. So that's a 2. 7 + 2 is 9. Maddox does not ground out. Double plays that many was a 13. And the 9 will be between that. So that's a fielder's choice. Wheels Luzinski just couldn't get to second base. That is a fielder's choice. And that is out number 2. And the batter is Boa. Boa is 0 for 2. For some reason, inside pitch advanced is even more authentic, to me, feels even more authentic than even regular inside pitch. It just feels like it streamlines better. And it actually even, for some reason, just has something that even inside pitch classic just didn't have. I don't know. Strategy roll for Maddox. That is a 20. And Boa does get a sacrifice bunt, but not with 2 outs. Gora for 1. That's an error on a foul or a grounder at the park. The vet, 3-1. And that is a single plus to center field. So it's not going to be an error on a I think single plus. That could be an error on a grounder though. Let me check that. See if there's an error on that. We'll try to go through these here. So single plus. Yeah, because it's single to center field. So single to center. No. Error on a grounder, not there. So no error check, but EFG, not there either. So no. So no error. So, but that now Maddox automatically will make third, and Boa has to try for second. So let's see how that goes. So we go to the chart. So roll 1d8 versus ABR, batter rating +4 minus arm. So Boa's base running rating is a 5. +4 makes him a 9. It was hit to center field. That's Otis. His arm rating is a 4. So a 1 to 5, Boa would be safe at second. A 6 or 7, he holds. And at 8, there could be an out. It's a 2, he'll be safe. So Boa does take second base on it. So that will go as a double. Maddox. Base ballpark double. All right. And then it'll bring up Boone. Runners at second and third. 2 outs, bottom of 6. Phillies only lead 2-0 on a home run by Michael Jack Schmidt. Boone is 0 for 2, although we did reach on an error. Nothing on strat. Gora, 5-2. And against a righty, that is a home run result. That is a home run result. Against a lefty, though, Boone has 0. So there's not going to be a home run. And even though with runners on base, you can still add 2 here. Because here, see, this is a 1. This is a 1. But this is where Chris says this would not work. With runners on base, and there are, Gora adds 2 to the home run rating of the batter. Against the lefty, Boone, however, has 0s. He never hit a home run against left-handed pitching, okay, in 1980. And he has an exclamation point here to remind people that this will not be adjusted by the runner bases empty or bases with men on base. So that still stays a 0. If we wasn't for that, that would be a 1. That would be a home run because Boone, okay, that is a 1. That would become a 2 because Gora adds 2. But because he put this here, that is not that's not a home run. So it is a blank because he didn't hit any home runs against left-handed pitching in 80. 1-7 for Boone, and he'll just ground out to third, and that'll do it. So no runs, 1 hit, and a walk. So because Boone did not hit a home run against left-handed pitching, he will not get one there. Now, would that have been on a cookie cutter card? Of course, I know Chris hates that word, that term. He hates it when anybody says to him cookie cutter. He hates it. So, but he's got it to a point where he's trying to get it, I think 30 or 20 at bats he can make changes. That's another reason why he wanted to go to this new style of inside pitch, because now it allows him a lot more room to do what he wants to do. All right, still 2-0. After 6, we'll go to the 7th here. What do you guys think so far? Are you enjoying what I'm doing here? All right, so this is not the demo game. It's just a test run. So Carlton will stay on the mound. Why not? And Amos Otis will bat. Lefty, 5-4. Strikeout, 14. And, yeah, that's going to get him. Amos Otis is a 15. -1 makes him a 14. That is a 14. That is a called strike 3. 5th strikeout for lefty. And here's Akins. Akins is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Does he get the hat trick? Lefty, 4-4. That's going to be an automatic out, and it will be a ground out to second on the 3. Ground out to second. You're welcome there, D. Scott Howard. Remember, this beta is still available, on the website, in the forums. So you can all check this out. It's not official yet, but it will be. And I really think once Inside Pitch Advanced really takes off, I think that I really think this is going to really take off as the game to play. But of course, everyone will still have their favorites. They'll play Stratomatic. They'll play APA. They'll play Fall Classic. They'll play Season Ticket. They'll play Fort Street. They'll play Deep Drive. They'll play Triple Play. They'll all play their favorites. Here's John Wathan. Wathan got a single his last time up. Carlton 2-6. Strikeout 4, and he will get him. And that will end the inning. Strikeout number 6 for lefty. He is pitching a shutout. We are at the 7th inning stretch, and I'm actually going to go get my drink. So take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Let's see. All right, so bottom of the 7th. 2-0 Phillies. A first inning bomb by Jack Schmidt. Carlton's going to bat. Carlton's pitching a gem. He's got plenty left in the tank. He is going to bat. Gora, 5-4. That's an automatic out, and that 15 is going to be a ground out to third. It's out number 1. Here's Peter Rose. He is 1 for 2, singled and walked. Gora, 7-2. That's a blank. Rose, 6-1. Ground out to first. Now McBride. He is 0 for 3. He's flown out to left all 3 times. Gora, 6-5. Error on a throw. McBride, 4-1. And that's going to be a base hit to center field. Center fielder is Otis. His error rating is a 7. That's a 5. There's going to be a throwing error. Now, I don't know if he added that with nobody on base. Let me check here. Error on a throw. On a hit to center field, 10. Throwing only applicable if runner advancement chart is being used. Check advancement as normal first, then for error. All runners get extra base on error if runner thrown out. So if there's nobody on base, he went back to the rule stating that there's no throwing error. Oh, there's no error on a throw if there's nobody on base. Only applicable if runner advancement chart is being used. I was using that. I mean, I could still say there's a throwing error, but I'm gonna say I'll go by rules as written, and I'll just say there's not a throwing error, so McBride will go to first. Here's Michael Jack Schmidt. 1 for 3 with a bomb. It's 2 outs. And McBride, 2. Nothing happening there. So Gora will pitch. 3-4. And if he was tired, he'd been giving up a meatball. That's a KHR. If he was tired, that's an automatic meatball. Gora is not tired yet. That is a strikeout, and he'll get Schmidt and retire the side. That is strikeout number 3 for Gora. No runs and a hit. 2-0 Phillies after 7. A typical 1980s ball game. Low hits, low scoring. Typical game in 1980s. Low hits, low scoring. And we came from 1999, which was high hits, high scoring. Top of the 8th, and Clint Hurdle is going to bat. He's 0 for 2. Gora due to bat in the third in the inning. I think we're bringing a pinch hitter for him. Carlton 7-1 against the lefty strikeout. That is a 20. That's going to be too high. Hurdle 6-1, and that's going to be a ground out to short. No hit and run, so not vacated. Here's Frank White. White is 0 for 2. 7-1, and against the righty walk, that 10 is going to be too high. White 5-1, and that's G3, grounded to first. You're going to see a pinch hitter for Gura. He will be done. So we'll take out the pitcher hitting card. Now in this case, one way, I mean, you can always choose the kind of batters you want, but you got a lefty there. So when I choose pinch hitters, Rusty Torres is a switch hitter. He automatically gets a nod at one of them. But then I look at the lefties. I got to look at the righty batters. So the righty batters are Hal McRae and Dave Chalk. So against lefties, Rusty Torres, this is one thing I like about what he did here. So here, Rusty Torres against lefties pinch hit 41 times. Against lefties, McRae did 212 times, and Dave Chalk did 100. I'm sorry, no, 0. This is how many at bats he had. 0 against lefties, 4 against lefties, and Chalk 17 against lefties. I'm sorry, I'm reading this wrong. This is how many at bats he had. The first number is the at bats. The second number is the pinch hitting. So McRae had only four pinch hits, and Chalk had 17. Now, if that's true, because I would probably go with Chalk because he had more pinch hits, but I know Hal McRae was the DH for the Royals in the American League, obviously. So I'm going to use McRae because he had the most at bats against lefties in this case. So McRae will go ahead and pinch hit, as he probably would be used. How does inside a pitch affect the 10-minute ticker? It doesn't. Although Brian Davis is the creator of FastScore, is working on an Excel program that I may be able to use for wins and losses. I may not have to roll. I may not have to write down wins and losses anymore on a piece of paper. He's creating an Excel program that I might be able to use finally, and I can print out the statistics. I print out the what do you call it? The any stats that I put in there. So that's something I may be seeing for 1980. So Carlton will pitch 7-5. That's a error on a booted ball. McRae 6-2, and that's a double to left field for McRae. So Hal McRae had a double to left. Left fielder is Luzinski. His error rating is a 2. That's an 8. He won't make a boot. He didn't make many errors out there, so McRae will be on second with a pinch hit double. And it will bring up Willie Wilson. There are 2 outs. So McRae on its second. Strategy rolls still. Nothing on the 10. So Carlton will pitch 5-6 and 5-6 against a switch right. That's going to be a blank. Wilson, a 4-1, and that is a G6. That's a ground out to short. And that ends the inning. No runs and a hit for the Royals. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th. Wheels Luzinski leads off for the Phillies. Royals going to bring on a pitcher. There are 3 righties coming up for the Royals. For the 3 righties coming up for the Phillies. So I think I'm going to go to a right-hander here. So we'll go with a righty, and let's see. Not Quisenberry because he's not the closer. So let's go to Marty Patton. He'll take over. So Marty Patton will take over for the Royals. Gora leaves with the L. Do you know the price of advanced seasons? Don't know yet. He's going to do it. He's going to actually do 4 different types of printing. He's going to do main players, main plus fringe, main plus print, main plus fringe plus traded players, or full. There's going to be 4 different ways to order. I don't know why he would do that. I just feel he should I don't know why he would do that. I would just put them all in one, just sell them in one pack. But I guess some people don't want to play, full replays or something. I don't know. I don't know why he came up with that idea. But that's how I think he's going to do it. He's working on the website now as we speak to try to set up for ordering Inside Pitch Advanced. So Marty Patton's going to pitch, and he can pitch to 11. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pitch to 11. So Marty Patton will pitch. So 4-2, and against a righty strikeout, Luzinski is an 18, -1's a 17, that's a 6, and he got him. So Luzinski goes down on strikes. Patton had 40 Ks in 90. Here's Trio. Trio 1 for 3. Patton 2-2, walk 18 is going to be too high. Trio 5-6, and that's a base hit. 5-6 is an S4. That'll be a single past second. So Trio gets his second hit of the game. And now here's Maddox. Maddox is 1 for 3 with a double. Infield set for double play. Strategy roll for Trio. He is not going anywhere, I don't think. Nope, he's staying put. Patton, 1-1. And against a righty, strikeout. The 18 is going to be high. Maddox, 8-3. And that is an N with a double star 1. There are now the range play comes into effect. Not the range play, but now the runners in scoring position. So in 8-3, okay, then 8-3, there's an N double star 1. And Craig Scarborough, I'm glad you're here. So I just want to make sure. N on Maddox is an N1. And yes, by the way, Craig, you are looking at 1980 cards. An N1 PDF. So N star 1. So there are no runners in scoring position. But now we go to the pitcher and we look at his N rating. It's a 14. That's a 1. So I keep on forgetting. Is a 1 to 14 this is a hit or an out, or is it the other way around? Is the number changes to a hit, or is it change it to an out? I keep on forgetting. I'm gonna have to let me check the rules. This is where I got a little confused. Yes, there, Craig. You're looking at 1980. You just did the 1980 World Series teams for me, Kansas City and Philadelphia, just so that I can test it. These are PDFs. That's all they are. So I think just the World Series teams. That's all. Just something he just sent me a PDF for these two. I asked him for it. Page 9. So let me see here. So if non-risk, check the D20 versus pitcher's N rate. If the roll is higher, the result becomes a single to the outfielder or single pass. If the roll is less than or equal to the pitcher's N rating, it is an out. That's right. So it is. So a 1. So an N star 1. This would be an out, and because that is a 1, that is still an out. If it was a 15 or higher, that becomes a base hit. That's how that works. So equal to or lower, it's an out. Higher, it becomes it changes it to a hit. All right, we have to put that down somewhere. That's going to be an out. That's it. That's going to be an out, and that is going to be a grounder to short. So now, because I had to use the 1 here, I'm going to have to go ahead and roll it for a roll here. So now it comes an out. So it's a grounder to short. So we'll re-roll the D20. So grounder to short. So shortstop adds 1, Patton -2. So when -1, that is a 6 minus 1 is a 5. Maddox does not ground out many double plays. That is higher than Manny Trio. That's going to be a fielder's choice. You're literally testing 1980 now. Good. That's why I'm trying to get I'm wanting to get 1980, ready for me for that. But he sent me the 2 World Series teams so I can test it. I really wasn't planning on doing this little test stream. It's a test. It's all it is. So there are 2 outs on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Boa. Phillies lead 2-0. And by the way, Craig, who do you think hit a 2-run bomb in this ball game? Take a good guess who hit a 2-run bomb in this ball game. He just gave you the first database this weekend on iteration number 5. These are not official. These are just test cards for me. Here's Bo is 1 for 3 with a double. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Patton 1-7. And against the switch left, that'll be a blank. Boa 2-5. That's a grounder to short, and the inning is over. So no runs and a hit. Phillies lead 2-0. The difference, a 2-run bomb by Michael Jack Schmidt. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Will we see any 9th inning magic? So far, I'll tell you right now, Craig, it plays like a game from 1980. Low scoring, low hitting. I'm going to let Steve Carlton go the distance. He can pitch to 5 more batters before he tires. I know he had a lot of complete games in 1980, so I'm going to go ahead and let him pitch. Why not? Tug McGraw and Ron Reed are warming up at the bullpen. Necessary. Here's UL Washington. He's 0 for 3. Lefty, 3-5. That's an error on a booted ball. Washington 2-2. That's a double to left. Left fielder is Luzinski. His air rating of 2 is a 6. He will not boot the ball. But that brings a tying run to the plate. So double for Washington. And here comes George Brett. So Washington on at second. And no, you don't walk him, you pitch to him. So fans here that showed up for this exhibition game at Veterans Stadium. Kind of fitting here. You know what? I'm kind of fitting that today is Veterans Day. And I decided to play a game between the Royals and the Phillies at Veterans Stadium. So thank to everybody who, for your service and sacrifice, no matter what branch of the military. Of course, you all know I was in the United States Navy. So I thank myself for my service and sacrifice as well. So Carlton will pitch. Strategy rolls are off. Carlton, 1-2. That is a pitcher result. And against the lefty, that's a 16. Ooh, just missed a possible bomb. 11-13 would have been a homer. 16 is too high. It's a blank. Brett does swing, 5-6. And that's going to be an infield single. The runners will advance one base. Is Carlton running out of gas? So an infield single, and now runners at the corners. And here's Otis. I'm going to let Carlton pitch. Infield's going to stay back at double play depth, try to turn the 2. They will not play in. The runner at third is meaningless. No strategy roll. So 2-0. Carlton trying to hold on to this. Bullpen warming up. If he allows a run, I'll bring in McGraw. So Carlton will pitch. 7-5. That's an error on a booted ball. Otis, 8-8. And that is a fly ball to left field. It's a fly to left. That's out number 1. Sacrifice fly is a 20. And that is a 20. Now, does that mean that that's an automatic sacrifice? What is it, 20 or lower, and it gets a sacrifice? Or, let me check that out again, because I'm still not clear on the sacrifice flies. So fly out, page 20. Runner on third. Fly to left. Let's see here. I think it's 20. So fly out, runner on third, roll 1d20. If the roll is less than or equal to the batter's sacrifice fly rating, the runner on third scores without a throw to the plate. Well, Amos Otis' sacrifice fly rating is a 20, and that is a 20, but it wouldn't matter. It's his automatic sacrifice fly. So Washington comes in. It's now 2-1, but there is one out. So 2-1 now. Now the batter is Willie Mays Aikens. So 2-1. Sacrifice fly. Of course, Brett stays where he is. So Aikens will bat. Carlton can pitch to 2 more batters before he retires. And I'm going to let him pitch. This is Steve Carlton, one of the greatest of all time. Strategy rolls are back on. Nothing happening on the 3. Nope. So lefty will pitch. Lefty, 8-4. Strikeout, 20. That will be high. Aikens, 7-5. And that is a fly to right. 2 outs. And the last chance in this exhibition game is going to be John Watson. And I'm going to let him hit, batting .305 average in 1980. John Watson was really the main catcher for the Royals that year. He's 1 for 3. I'm going to let him bat. So Carlton will pitch to Watson with 2 outs. Try to end the game. 2-1. Good pitchers matchup we had tonight. Good pitchers matchup. Strategy roll. And nothing on the 14. Brett stays put. Lefty will pitch. 5-7. And 5-7 strikeout against the lefty. Wathan needs a 7. -1 is a 6. 19 is too high. Wathan, 7-3. And it's a base hit. That'll be a single past third. Brett's base running rating is a 7. I believe that will get him. To third base. And it will. Single past third. Oh, no, actually, no. Single past third. No, it needs to be an 8. No, he won't make it. So Brett goes to second. He needed to be an 8 in order to get there. So he holds at second base. So runners at first and second now. And now the batter is Clint Hurdle. And now Carlton is tired. And we'll take him out. So Carlton could not go the distance. So the Phillies will go to the bench, go to the bullpen. And, of course, they'll bring out, you got to believe, good old Tug. McGraw trying to get a one-out save, but Carlton leaves with the W. Trying to get a one-out save. Clint Hurdle will bat against. Will he bat against him? It's a 294 batting average, though. And he actually hits lefties not bad. He has 1, 2, 3 extra hits against lefties. He had 395 at-bats. Dave Chalk and Rusty Torres, the only choices, and no. No, I'm gonna let Hurdle bat. Hurdle's going to bat. So Clint Hurdle will bat against Tug. Brett on at second, Wathan on at first. Good baseball game actually here in this test matchup. 2-1 fighting Phils. Fans here at Vet hoping for a big pitch. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 11. McGraw will deal. McGraw, 5-2. That is a range play 12. That's an 18. It will not be a range play. Now we go to Hurdle. 2-5. And that is going to be an automatic out. That's a double star 2. So if that was a range play, it was a range play 12. So if this was a 12 or lower, okay, this fly ball to left would have been a possible range play. But because it was higher than the 12 off the D20, that is not a range play, okay, so don't have to rely on the defense, and that's just going to be whatever it is. And a 2-5 is a double star, is a 2-star, and then it's a fly to left. So a fly ball to left field, and Wheels Greg Luzinski. Wheels Luzinski will be on his high horse. He will go after it. He goes for the track near the wall, puts up his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it, and that's your game. So 1 run on 3 hits and a sacrifice fly. McGraw will get a 1-out save. And that will do it for this little test run. We are going to play these two teams again, but it will be during the demo game. I want to play some of this offline now, so I don't bore you guys with this stuff. So but I just thought I'd went ahead and do a little baseball here. So the Phillies win at 2-1. Typical 1980s ball game. Typical ball game of the 1980s. Really was. Final line score. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For the Phillies, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. A 2-run bomb by Michael Jack Schmidt was all the Phillies needed. 2, 3, 4, 7. 1 run, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Royals. The 1 hit coming in the 9th. The winning pitcher, of course, is lefty. The losing pitcher is Gura. And Tug will get a save. And that is it. I'm going to see if I made any mistakes. I'll go through some of the rules, but I think I got it right. So that is all for this little test game. The Phillies beat the Royals 2-1 in a game here at the Vet. And I like inside pitch advanced. I remember telling I said this to Chris, the creator of Inside Pitch, and when I said this, he said I was the fourth player to state this. Once you play Inside Pitch Advanced, you're not going to want to go back to classic Inside Pitch. Once you play this, you're not going to want to go back to regular Inside Pitch. You're not going to do it. You're not going to want to go back to regular Inside Pitch. And I think he's right. I just really find it hard right now. If I play a full season of 1980 here, which is the next season on the network, it's going to be hard to go back into regular classic. From now on, Chris is always going to have to create the next season for Inside Pitch Advanced after the selection show and the reveal show. So the next season he'll be doing for me, of course, we won't know what that is until about, I don't know, late April probably, when I do the selection show after the 1980 season. Some of us love basic games because we have to love them. Maybe one day there's really basic Inside Pitch for people like me. Extremely basic Inside Pitch. You can make the game as easy as you like. Really, for regular Inside Pitch there, Devils 2006, you can actually make the game as easy or as hard as you want. If you want, just roll off the cards and that's it. Don't worry about the charts. Single, one basic way of doing it is just check the base running rating of the runner and see if he gets to the next base or something, that kind of thing. You can make it as easy as you want. Like David Baseball Demo says, play the game you want the way you choose to play it. There's no wrong way to play it. Just enjoy it. There's no wrong way to play. Just play it your way. Have fun. As long as you have fun, and that's why I think Inside Pitch is the most fun tabletop baseball game you can play. I really don't think I just don't think there's any. I really don't think there's any doubt about it. There's no game that has the excitement and the nuances that this game has. No game. Although I loved Payoff Pitch, and I still think Payoff Pitch is awesome, it was missing something when I first got after playing it a while. I felt it was missing something. Inside Pitch gave me what I wanted: the excitement. Just something about the excitement. That's all it was. Well, for those of you who want to see more of this game in action, you could probably just rewatch the stream. It was almost a 2-hour stream, but I actually started putting the game together. So if you guys want to see how I actually get how I put a game together, just watch it. Just watch the start, and you'll see I actually do one in a way. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. Happy Veterans Day to all of you who have served, and thank you for your service and your sacrifice for us. Because without you, we would not be where we are now. The Philadelphia Phillies win this nice little exhibition game against the Kansas City Royals. A nice pitcher's duel, 2-1. The only difference, a 2-run bomb by Michael Jack Schmidt. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.